democracy and our national security, that instead of having a government that is accountable to the people, that respects human rights, we have a...
No way that the killings will continue in this country since the Gen Z revolution. That is the basic issue. We are combining all of that from 2023, 2024, and what is happening, including what happened yesterday in Kitengela. We are escalating it. Issue. We are combining all of that from 2023, 2024, and what we are escalating it.
Much appreciated, Sami Adika, for that report. Now, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has strongly condemned the misconduct of an alleged Russian national said to be spreading explicit videos involving him and women from various African nations. Mwaura termed the behavior unacceptable and deserving public condemnation, emphasizing that such actions cannot be tolerated. The spokesperson cautioned against idolizing foreigners based on skin color and instead encouraged Africans to carry themselves with dignity, self-respect and pride. His sentiments have been echoed by Gender, Culture and Children's Services Cabinet Secretary Hannah Wendot, who has termed his actions a violation of personal dignity and privacy.
Na tunataka kukashifu kama serikali tabia mbaya ya yule mtu tuliyemuona, yule Mrusi akisumbua mama wetu hapa. Hilo sio jambo ambalo ni nzuri hata kidogo, lakini tujipende sisi, tujipende kama Waafrika. Usione tu ngozi nyeupe unafikiri kwamba sasa umeenda kutajirika. Hiyo ni aibu kubwa sana. Nasema hivi kama msemaji wa serikali na Muthongo wa Ruiru. Tuache haya maneno ya kuwa kwamba tukiona tu ngozi nyeupe hivi tunakimbia huku. Tujienzi kama Waafrika. Tuenzi ndoa zetu, tuenzi vile ambavyo tunaishi kwa pamoja. Ili tusiwe kwamba tunajidharau sisi wenyewe, eti kwamba tunaweza kutumiwa kiholela holela. Nafikiri ni jambo ambalo pia tuseme kwamba maadili yetu nafikiri yamerudi chini kidogo. Tujiangazie sisi wenyewe, maadili yetu yamerudi chini kidogo, na tuweze kuwa watu ambao wana tabia nzuri. Ukiangalia katika mitandao ya kijamii, ni kweli kusema kwamba afya ya maadili yetu imezorota sana. Yani tunakuwa kwamba hatuna heshima kwa sisi wenyewe. Na ndipo sasa unaona kila wakati kuna mambo kama hayo yanajihusisha. Na tunawafundisha nini watoto wetu? Kwa sababu ndivyo tunaweza kufanya miundo mbingu, tunaweza kufanya miundo msingi, tunaweza kufanya mambo makubwa, lakini hii nchi yetu itaendelezwa kwa hulka na heba njema na tabia njema nzuri. Haitaendelea kwa sababu ya miundo msingi tu, miundo mbinu, la hasha. Kwa sababu ile hardware ni sawa, ndio hii, lakini software iko namna gani? Hilo ni jambo ambalo limefedhehesha na kudhalilisha Waafrika.
In recent days, the two sides of the broad-based government, that is UDA and ODM, have been seen clashing in the arena over one issue, the position of the deputy president. ODM has openly stated that they are eyeing the seat, while UDA is adamant that they will not relinquish it. Come rain or sunshine, it is an issue that seems to raise several questions about the certainty of the UDA-ODM marriage moving forward. While the vote pillars of Mount Kenya and Western Kenya leave President Ruto scratching his head, Vincent Kerosi interviewed political analyst Professor Herman Manyora on the in-demand number 2 seat and brings us the following report.
The office of the deputy president in Kenya is currently like a prime bride, ready for marriage, even as 2027 draws closer.
Mimi ndio deputy president wa Kenya. Na hii kiti hakuna mahali kinaenda. Na tukitoka hapa, hakuna kurudi nyuma, ni kusonga mbele. Niseme nisiseme.
The seat currently held by Professor Kithure Kindiki from the Greater Mount Kenya is now being salivated over by ODM members who say it is their main target as they continue talks with the UDA party ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Lakini kuna kitu ingine watu wengine wali-misinterpret. Walisema ati mimi nilisema ati sisi hatutaki kiti cha deputy president. Hiyo kiti ya deputy president ndio tunalenga sana. Hiyo ndio tunalenga.
Kama kweli Rais Ruto anampenda baba na anaenzi yale yote mema alitenda, aturudishie mkono wa mama, afanye candidate ni yeye, na wa pili akifuatilia deputy president ni ya chama cha ODM na ni mama kutoka ODM.
However, the hardliners in UDA insist that for the relationship with Ruto to flourish, the seat must remain in the mountain region.
As far as we are in broad-based government as one government or broad-based government, the seat of the deputy president is not negotiable.
Kindiki ni fire si fire. So tunataka kusema wale ambao wamemezea mate kiti yake, tuambie come slowly. Kujeni pole pole bwana. Kujeni pole pole. Huyu ni wetu na tunamdefend.
Professor Herman Manyora, a political analyst, says this leaves President William Ruto on a tightrope and he must balance the multitude of votes from the mountain with those from Lake Victoria.
My advice to Ruto has been consistent and the same. Maintain Kindiki. Because if you give the Luo will be up in arms. If you give the Luo will be up in arms. But more critically, in my own estimation, Ruto will get more votes from Mount Kenya than he will get from Western. Ruto will get more votes from Mount Kenya than he will get from the Luos in Nyanza. That's my own assessment, and I could be wrong. So maintain Kindiki.
If the ODM party ever gets the deputy president seat in their pre-election talks with President Ruto, where will this leave the Mlembe Nation political stalwarts, Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula?
But the more critical thing is how much influence does Musalia Mudavadi have? How much influence does Wetangula have? You recently saw Wetangula losing his own MCA seat in the by-election in his own home. Those ones have no influence in Western Kenya. Western Kenya now is under the influence of Natembeya and Sifuna. So I don't see value from Ruto, for Ruto from Mudavadi and Wetangula.
This power struggle is expected to heat up even more in the coming months, with a shakeup anticipated in the political arena gearing up to 2027. Vincent Kirosi, Hope TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Vincent Kirosi, for that report. To food security matters, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has assured farmers that strong measures are in place to guarantee adequate food supply across the country amid the ongoing drought. He said the national government is working closely with county leaders to ensure quality agricultural services and farm inputs reach farmers on time. The government's focus, he noted, is to improve access to essential inputs and support services in order to boost productivity and strengthen food security.
As you may be aware, the cabinet authorized the release of 4.1 billion, that is 2 billion every 2 weeks. And the counties that are on high alarm are only 4: Mandera, Wajir, Kwale, and Kilifi. And the other 12 counties are actually on the alert stage. However, as earlier forecasted by the Kenya Meteorological Department, most of parts of the country received rainfall actually last night. This development is encouraging news, particularly for our farmers, and is expected to ease drought conditions in several affected areas. Sunny intervals are expected over most parts of the country this week. However, rainfall is expected to continue over parts of the highlands east and west of Rift Valley and the southeastern lowlands. Strong southeasterly winds above 25 knots are expected in Turkana and Marsabit counties. This is very good news. The government continues to demonstrate preparedness steady progress in the implementation of the long-range 2026 programs. As of Friday, 13th February 2026, a total of 6,383,512 farmers have been successfully onboarded onto the farmers database following the national registration exercise, ensuring broad-based access to subsidized farm inputs. To guarantee timely availability of fertilizer, 1.938 million bags are currently in stock at the National Cereals and Produce Board stores nationwide. Cumulatively, 2.133 million total bags have been dispatched, with 1.937 million bags already redeemed by farmers. And this reflects the program's efficiency and the growing uptake of farmers across the country.
And on that note, let's take a short break on Newswatch tonight. We will be back on Matters Nairobi Hospital. Stay tuned.
Get ready for an unforgettable worship experience. Every Sunday on Ultimate Worship. Where we bring you live music, powerful praise, and anointed gospel ministers and bands. Join us every Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Everywhere I go, I see you right there. It's not just music, it's worship unleashed. It's ultimate worship.
You're too faithful to fail me.
Only on Hope TV, where you look and live.
There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933933, account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116-212-723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
What if your pain had a purpose? What if your past was just a beginning of a greater story?
Got into another level because now I could not do anything without it, and now it became like a poison. I take it today, it grounds me for 3 more days.
If I had not read the Bible, when I read the Bible, it just confirmed all the more that I had an encounter with the Lord, because I told him, Lord, why have you come to me?
From the streets to the sanctuary, from the prison yard to the pulpit, real people are sharing the power of God's transforming love. No matter where you've been, God can rewrite your story.
So I got him, I just called, and by luck, he picked up the phone. I explained everything and what I was feeling.
Wow.
He started praying in tongues immediately over the phone, and that thing, whatever it was, it stopped.
Join me, Sharon Aitore Wanganye, for Testify every Thursday at 8 p.m. as we listen through the journey of hope, healing, and redemption through the voices of people just like you.
And when you're running away from God, there's only the fire you can run.
Yeah.
I stand here as a witness that God catches up.
These aren't just stories, they are testimonies. Don't just watch, testify.
Welcome back. Now, a section of doctors of the Nairobi Hospital and members of the Kenya Hospital Association have raised concerns following what they term as an escalating governance crisis at the facility. Addressing the press, the medics called out the hospital's Secretary Gilbert Nyamoya and CEO Felix Osano for continuing to serve, yet they were placed on a compulsory leave by the court, terming their existence in office as a risk to the stability of the institution that is reportedly to have recorded a loss of over 3 billion in the year 2024, with suppliers owed in excess of 4 billion. State House has also been accused of compounding the governance crisis in the health facility, whose members have been queuing along the court corridors for a while now.
We call upon the company secretary and the CEO to comply immediately with mandatory leave decision. All board members to obey subsisting High Court orders without qualification or interpretation. The judiciary to ensure contempt proceedings are listed, heard, and determined without delay. The executive to clarify its position and affirm its commitment to constitutional governance. Regulators to examine conflicts of interest, procurement processes, and financial irregularities. And to all public officers to uphold the rule of law as demanded by the Constitution.
The rules are quite clear that contracts over 5 million shillings must be approved by the board. It raises the question, why is that done? Is it because there was urgency, or was it done in order that the board may not question the criteria which was used? So it is more in the processes that have been followed, the shortcuts that have been made, the illegal awards that have been made, that we look at it, as a collusion between the executive and some of the contractors.
We call upon
Now, former Cabinet Minister Raphael Tuju has filed a complaint to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, accusing senior counsel Fred Ojiambo of allegedly fabricating evidence in court cases linked to the East Africa Development Bank. Tuju, who has an ongoing legal dispute with the bank over a 1.5 billion shillings property in Karen, alleged that the affidavits were fraudulently presented in both the High Court and the Supreme Court. He is seeking investigations and possible prosecution. Ojiambo has denied the allegations, stating he has never falsified any documents. Still in Marta's court, Ferdinand Waititu has asked the court to review his bail terms, proposing a reduction to 20 million shillings, or alternatively allowing him to secure his release using property such as land or motor vehicles. Through his lawyers, the former Kiambu governor said he has been unable to obtain the bank guarantee ordered by the court as part of his release conditions. The defense told the court that 7 months after the ruling, he has faced difficulties complying with that requirement. Counsel urged that Waititu has been consistently attending court sessions and is not a flight risk, urging the court to exercise its discretion and revise the terms. In 2025, the court granted him bail set at 53.5 million shillings. Now, Kenya has pledged to strengthen tourism resilience by integrating protective measures into its national development framework. Speaking at the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day conference in Nairobi, Tourism Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano called for the creation of a dedicated resilience fund and structured financing to help African destinations withstand global shocks. The conference, bringing together over 400 delegates, is expected to culminate in the adoption of the Nairobi Declaration on Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management.
We are committed to, 1, integrating climate adaptation into tourism planning, and 2, investing in disaster risk reduction and early warning systems. Thirdly, the government is keen on promoting sustainable and regenerative tourism. And fourthly, supporting digital transformation of tourism enterprises. Fifthly, Kenya is committed to strengthen partnerships between public and private sectors. And lastly, expanding access to finance for smaller and medium tourism operators. The ideal resilience tourism deserves should cover the widest spectrum of the sector, including communities, enterprises, and entities of national, regional, and global levels.
Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Welcome back in business. A total of 134 nurses, midwives, doctors, teachers, and media personalities graduated at the 2026 convocation of Aga Khan University, marking a proud moment for the class of 2025. The ceremony was attended by Princess Zara Aga Khan and Prince Amin Aga Khan. President Sulaiman Shahubuddin, in his address, reminded graduates that education carries responsibility, encouraging them to choose purpose over ease, service over self-interest, and integrity over personal gain.
Knows what that journey required. Long hours wrestling with ideas and evidence. Late nights when persistence mattered more than inspiration. Time away from families. Distance from home. Doubt, fatigue, and moments of real testing. Yet within those trials were lasting moments at a patient's bedside, in a classroom, or in a bustling newsroom. Those moments shaped you, not just in what you know, but in who you are becoming. It was not easy, but it was definitely worth it.
This is an important milestone for each of you, and I'm confident it will be followed by many outstanding achievements in your lives. I'm also delighted about Princess Zara's installation as Pro-Chancellor of the Aga Khan University. And I'm deeply grateful for her dedicated leadership of the university over many years.
Our journeys at AKU are as diverse as all of us graduating here. For some of us, it was a lifelong dream. We worked towards it, we applied, crossed our fingers, and waited for that acceptance letter. The Aga Khan brand for me is woven in my DNA. I was born at the Aga Khan Hospital on a Saturday night.
Africa's startup ecosystem has drawn significant German investor participation over the past decade, with founders across 19 countries securing deals worth $1.88 billion through German-backed syndicates, according to a landmark report launched on Friday at the Friedrich Naumann Foundation, East Africa, in Gigiri, Nairobi. The German African Investment Report, released by the Africa Investment Bridge Initiative, documents how African founders, particularly in agtech, fintech, and health tech, have built compelling businesses that attracted 784% growth in German deal participation between the foundation's phase 2015 to 2019 and scale phase 2020 to 2025. The report comes at a decisive moment for the continent. Africa is the fastest growing region globally, with GDP growth projected at around 4% annually.
How do we ensure that we're able to develop closer relationships with world investors, and at the same time ensure that we address some fundamental issues with respect to investment? And those are, how do we ensure that more enterprises are created, they're more sustainable, but more importantly, how do we ensure access and equity to enterprise creation, so as to ensure that commerce is part of the fabric of our countries, and most importantly, how it galvanizes young people to effectively ensure that they're able to transform their livelihoods into multinational markets, as well as markets in the areas of trade and commerce.
Entrepreneurs are very resilient, and that particular trait really sets the tone on how we do business, how we innovate, how we work around different challenges and finding solutions around them. And with a lot of support, then we are able to shroom. And basically the foundation, Vestavele Foundation, comes in with support to the entrepreneurs and other ecosystem actors, as well as where money has to come from. And that's why Africa Investment Bridge, what we are doing today, is very key, because entrepreneurs have to be linked to funds and finances to help them scale up and move to the next level.
Kevin Anyan staged a dramatic comeback to win the third NCBA Great Rift Valley Championship on Sunday during the third leg of the 2026 Kenya Amateur Golf Championship Series at Great Rift Valley Resort. The Windsor Golf the Windsor Golf Hotel and Country Club golfer posted rounds of 75, 76 and a brilliant closing 69 to finish on 7 over par 220 and clinch the title. The victory moves Onion to 5th place on the 2026 KAGC Order of Merit with 110 points. Meanwhile, young talents were in action at the NCBA US Kids Golf Local Tour event at Vet Lab Sports Club as seniors took center stage at Mudaiga Golf Club during the 2027 NCBA Golf Series qualifying leg that drew 270 golfers. And with that, indeed, it's a wrap on Newswatch tonight on behalf of the whole team that has made this bulletin a success. Thank you for watching. For now, I'm Tess Njenga and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Murithi. For now, have a good night.